blood count, or CBC. This generally tells you your white blood cell count, red blood cell count, hemoglobin and hematocrit, and platelet count, along with other differential information. Starting with the white blood cell count, you can use the WBC to remember wanna buy a car for $5,000 to $10,000. This will help you remember the normal range is about 5,000 to 10,000. Next, we have the red blood cell count. When you think of red blood cells, think of blood, and the adult human body has about 4.5 to 5.5 liters of blood, and this fits perfectly with the normal range for red blood cells, which is about 4.5 to 5.5. Moving on to hemoglobin, when you think of hemoglobin, think of oxygen, as hemoglobin carries or transfers oxygen. The average adult takes about 12 to 18 breaths per minute at rest. This will help you remember the normal range of 12 to 18. For females, a normal hemoglobin is about 12 to 16, and for males it's about 14 to 18. Then we have hematocrit. When you think of hematocrit, think of hematocrisis and a midlife crisis, which typically occurs between 40 and 50 years old. This will help you remember a normal range of about 37 to 50%. The normal range for a female is about 37 to 47%, and the normal range for a male is about 42 to 50%. Finally, we have the platelet count. When you think of platelets, think of the word plate. Fine china plate sets may cost anywhere from $150 to $400 on average. This will help you remember a normal range of about 150,000 to 400,000. So the word associations you want to remember here are WBC and wanna buy a car, red blood cell and blood, hemoglobin and oxygen, hematocrit and hematocrisis, and platelets and china plates. Let's move on to the normal values of an arterial blood gas or an ABG. An ABG provides information on a patient's acid-base status. Starting with the pH, we know the body likes to be in homeostasis, which would put the pH at around 7. Now, how can you remember that it's specifically 7.4 with a range of 7.35 to 7.45? Well, you can use the pH to spell the word 4 with a pH instead of an F, and this will help you remember 7.4. Next, we have the PCO2. All you're going to do is use the numbers after the decimal in the pH, and this will give you 35 to 45. Finally, we have bicarbonate, which we talked about in the basic metabolic panel. Remember, we're going to use carbonation in a 12-pack of soda multiplied by 2 since it's bicarbonate, and this will give us the normal ABG range of about 22 to 26. So the word associations to remember here are pH and 7.4 spelled with a PH, PCO2 and the numbers after the pH decimals, and bicarb and carbonation or soda times 2. Let's wrap this up with Coagulation Studies, which tells us information about the blood's ability to clot and how long it takes to clot. Starting with the INR, you can use the I to remember the number 1, and the normal range for INR is less than 1. Next is the PT and PTT. You're going to use the T's to help you remember the normal values. Beginning with the PT, you can use the single T to stand for 10, which will help you remember the normal range of 10 to 12 seconds. For PTT, you can use the double T to remember 10 plus 20 or 30, which will give you the normal range of 30 to 40 seconds when you add them up. So the word associations here are INR and 1, PT and 10, and PTT and 10 plus 20 or 30.